So here's my attempt at the home backup test setup, if you will. So NEMA 1450 straight blade. This is where I normally plug in the portable charger. This is 4-gauge, 4-conductor SOOW cable. Goes over to the twist lock version of that same NEMA 14 connection, although that's California standard. This on the side is L1430. It's the same 4-pin that's in the bed of the truck. That goes over to the little isolation contactor. And then out from there, we go into the main lugs of what will eventually be the backup panel. And then the two yellow cords just run those two light bulbs for testing purposes. That 15 amp breaker in the lower corner there goes over to the inverter. The inverter has the dark start battery. The two blue cat cables are RS485 to the interlock and also to the Charge Station Pro. The Charge Station Pro this is a California pass-through back to NEMA 1450. This is a little hokey. We don't normally run stuff like this, but just for testing. That's a NEMA 1450 plug. The neutral's not wired to anything. That's 12-gauge cable. That's a 20-amp breaker, a 20-amp duplex, NEMA 615 extension cord. It's about 9 feet long. And then that little yellow pigtail over there is a NEMA 615 plug hardwired onto the charge station just to test it. And there you see the end of the connector that normally plugs into the vehicle. There's the portable charger. So the goal was, and dark start battery, by the way, that's 12 volts DC and RS485 on that same cord. And then that gray line is the dark start battery over to the Charge Station Pro. So the goal was to settle this up and try to get it working in a controlled environment before any of this is permanently mounted. I'm very glad I did, because honestly, it's a mess. This is all app and software controlled, and I was very excited initially. You see the two RJ45s there. One is labeled CAN, assumingly for the CAN bus, and the other one is labeled Ethernet. The Ethernet, when connected to the network switch, doesn't even light up the port indicator on the switch. Connecting the Wi-Fi is so unreliable, I actually dragged an access point out here and plugged it in right there just to try to get it to talk. And even then, the only way I can get the built-in access point from the charge station is to shut the garage lights off. I guess they're throwing off just enough RF interference that that tiny little weak signal won't communicate unless they're off. I was able to talk to this using the commissioning app. I never did get the vehicle to pair with the Charge Station Pro for intelligent power backup. It will find it, but it either says pairing unsuccessful or it displays a pin on the vehicle that's supposed to match on the app, but the app never shows it. Now, for kicks and grins, I tried the app on both my daily driver cell phone, which is a Pixel 7 Pro. I also tried it on my iPad, which is running whatever the latest version of iOS is. And it was pretty much the same results with all of it. I've yet to get it to export power from the truck through the inverter to that panel to light those two light bulbs. Those are just running off the NEMA 1450. So, unfortunately, I got to take all this down. It's about 2 a.m. here. It's kind of a busy work schedule. I have to get the truck in the garage because I got a bunch of stuff in the bed I have to keep locked up overnight. So I'm going to put all this away. But this is to be continued. I want to revisit this and try to get it working because I think it'll be kind of a cool setup. I am very glad I did not hardwire all of this and pull permits and everything, only to find out it is extremely finicky. I would have been tearing my hair out running back and forth. I want to try to get this all working with no wireless. It doesn't make sense to me that something that doesn't move and gets bolted in place to be used is wireless. I don't like using Wi-Fi for anything unless it's a portable device like a laptop or an iPad. So I may try to probe into that CAN bus a little bit. I may have a family member try to write a custom app. I got a family member who's an app developer. To be determined. But for the time being, I'm going to try to put all this away and get the truck in here.